Hi, and welcome to a quick tutorial on how to get started with the feathersUI components for starling. First of all, start by downloading the feathersUI folders or files, and we will also need to go and download starling if you don't already have this. And when you've done that, extract the files to two separate folders and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna start my code editor, which is in this case is Flash Develop. I'm gonna make a new project, an Air Mobile Air 3 app, and you can give it a name. And this should generate the whole project for us. There's some really helpful files in here on how to get started with iOS, on how to get started with the mobile provisioning, setting that up and stuff like that. But in this case, we're just going to look in our main file, which is in this case is our document class. And if we do a quick debug trace here, you should to see that everything is working. Yeah. So for us to be able to run the examples, we will first need to include starling. I'm gonna get the starling swig and paste it into my lib folder, and I will also need the swig for feathers. And when I pasted both of them into my folder, I will need to add them to my library to be able to use them. And this should already give us some code completion. So just do a trace with the version of starling. And what we see is that it's 1.4.1. So everything should be working as expected. So the next step is to go to the feathers folder, go into the examples, and we're gonna start up with the most simple one, the hello world. And first I'm gonna get the hello world AS file, which is going to be our document class, paste it into my source folder, and I'm just gonna make it the document class. And then we will copy the rest of the feathers folder here and paste it in. So inside this is only one file called main, and this is just a simple test of the feathers UI button. And if we do a compile, we should be getting a couple of errors. And the first one is simply issue with some naming convention. So if we just delete the main AS file which came with the Flash Develop project, we should be able to get rid of this one. And then we have two more left. And this is caused by the main file here is trying to instantiate a theme. By default, there is not a default theme included with feathers, so you also always need to give it a theme. In this case, it's the Metalworks mobile theme. But if we go and look in the feathers folder, whoops, we should be able to find it in here, inside the themes folder. I'm gonna grab the whole folder and paste it into the lib folder. You can of course place this anywhere you want. And what I'm going to do is add the source folder. I'm going to add that to my source path. And if we compile again, we should get a project that compiles fine. Yes. So, and you can also see that this is turned green, which means that the files are included. So the first issue I had with this one when I tried it was that why can't I click this button? So I have asked on the forum, and this should be, as I understood it, only a Windows specific issue. And the way I found the way you could fix it was to go to the document class and find the place where we instantiate starling. And right on top of that, we have something called multi-touch enabled. And if you set this to false, we should be able to get be able to click it and get some interaction. And this was the same for all the examples. So this fixes the how to click on it. And the next issue, whoops, I just closed it. The next issue, if you notice that this seems scaled, like this doesn't seem like the right size when we test it on a desktop. If we put this on I put this on my HTC mobile phone, and it looks great. It looks just as it should, but we really want to get something on the desktop when we testing to look as it should be. So the way to fix this, and there's a couple of ways as I understood it. The first one is you can go to your main class, and then you could specify the DPI for the device. So this is like a way to fake the DPI of the device, and this should basically fix it. And as you see now, it looks much better and like more as it should be. Another way to do this, which should be, as I understood, also the more correct one, is to go into this bat file, the run bat file, and you can go and change this one and set this as a iPhone Retina. And this basically just means that it's in a specific resolution. I think it's 964 something. But the way to add the options for setting a DPI when you compile it is to add this one. And then you add the DPI or the resolution. And now if we compile, we should be getting something that looks really nice. Yeah, and we are able to click it. So that's basically the first two tweaks to make the example files work. Yeah.